Welcome back. Realize I released a build video this morning, but had this flight planned for the last few days, and it's my first official passenger. My son agreed to go fly with me. He's still thinking about pursuing flying as a career, so this will be he's had a discovery flight, so this will be the second time he's ever actually gone and flown. So we decided to go take the Archer up, and flew it from David Wayne Hooks over to KTME, which is Houston Executive, and just chose that airport because it's close by. It's usually not very busy, and Jake actually had a tour there, I think it was last year, by a friend. He got to climb on board all of the different executive jets out there and go check out a whole bunch of different stuff. We even got a tour of the tower, so thought it'd be fun to fly out there, shoot a couple touch and goes, and then come back. So it was just a taxi out and a standard departure. It is really, really hot outside. Thankfully, the Archer has a little extra power, so it still climbs fairly well. And I'll go to normal speed and volume for all the different takeoffs and landings, so you can appreciate them as much as we did. Anyhow, not terribly busy day, probably because it's so dang hot outside, but it wasn't a bad day to fly. So we stayed under the Class Bravo, got us on course to Houston Executive, and then handed over controls and let Jake take over at cruise. Overall, not too bad, considering he can't see the instruments in front of me as well from his angle and his side, but he was doing his best to maintain the heading and altitude, and he did really well, which is good. Nobody wants to bust Class Bravo. And this got us lined up pretty well for a left base to final for runway 18 out at Houston Executive. So we're getting near it. I've gone ahead and taken back over. We've been cleared the touch and go. We are number 2. Might even be able to see the guy landing ahead of us. We had our spacing a little close, but not bad. I wasn't sure how the spacing was going to work out, so I kept us a little bit higher longer than I would have initially liked to, but that's what they make forward slips for. Jake seemed to appreciate the forward slip. that, we're back in flying speed. I love manual flaps. If there was a way to incorporate them and have them in the RV8 that I'm building, I would do it in a heartbeat. There's just something so much more gratifying about using the manual flaps. Anyhow, now it's just a quick right closed pattern, come back. We're going to do one more touch and go there on runway 18, and then we're going to depart the area back towards Hooks. Alright, left turnout approved. Head northeast bound and get us back up to our very low cruising altitude for this short little hop. And then I'm going to hand controls back over to Jake. And he did even better on the way back, so it was a good thing. Showed him the intricacies of how the HSI and the course deviation needle works. And then this course brought us back fairly well for right base runway 17 into Hooks. Momentary bit of confusion. First we were number 2 to land, then they bumped us to number 3. And yeah, it got a little interesting. They told me traffic we were following was on a 1 mile final, but didn't see him. But on the 4Flight app, I did see somebody else who was further out, so I wasn't sure if we were actually supposed to be behind that other guy or if we were supposed to be in front of him. Thankfully, Tower got that all cleared up for us, and we came in and did our right base to runway 17. Runway 17's got the displace threshold, so you want to make sure you clear the trees and the power lines on the way in, obviously, and then anything past past the displace threshold is fair game. And we're going to take this very first taxiway here that looks abandoned and like a dirt road, but it's actually an active taxiway. Jake was momentarily concerned about it too. Thought we were doing some bush flying for a second. Had him crack the air conditioner open. And then something interesting taxiing back in, and I'll slow the speed back down here in a second for it. Right there at the window you can see a Coast Guard chopper in the hover getting ready to taxi. We were actually cleared onto this ramp. I could have gone by him and turned into parking or turned early. I obviously elected to turn early, and I'm keeping crosswind controls in for that helicopter and all the downwash he's putting off right now. As well, it probably doesn't seem like much. That's still a fairly heavy helicopter, and I guarantee he's putting out enough downwash to cause us some harm if we're not careful. So thanks for coming along. Hope you enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun for us, and see you on the next adventure.